They thought he was finished, shot, left for dead, and buried by the streets. But you can't kill a man who lives for revenge. Lamar Silas is coming back, and this time, he's not just looking for power. He's coming for blood, especially B-Mickie's. Lamar Silas isn't just a character. He's a storm in human form. From the moment he stepped into the BMF world, he brought chaos with him, violent, unpredictable, unstoppable. In Season 1, we saw a man freshly released from a mental institution with nothing but pain, hate, and hunger for revenge in his eyes. He wasn't out to play, he was out to reclaim the streets, to take back what he believed was stolen from him. From the jump, Lamar was different. While Meech and Terry moved with business minds, Lamar was pure emotion. He didn't care about money the same way the rest of them did. He cared about respect, about fear, about making everyone who crossed him suffer. He wasn't trying to build an empire. He was trying to destroy one, piece by piece. Body by body. Let's not forget, Lamar took out key players without a second thought. He stabbed, shot, and beat his way through rivals. He even came for people close to Meech, putting pressure on anyone who dared to help BMF. The man didn't need an army. He was an army, one-man destruction crew. And the worst part, every time you thought he was gone, he came back even stronger. From being nearly killed in a drive-by to crawling out of a damn grave, Lamar made it clear. He's not going anywhere until he finished what he started. But it wasn't just violence that made Lamar dangerous. It was how smart he was with it. He knew how to get in people's heads, use fear like a weapon. He knew how to play dirty, manipulate, disappear, come back. That's what made him more dangerous than any gang. He didn't need rules. He didn't care about codes. Lamar was chaos in the flesh. And in Season 4, that chaos is coming straight for B-Mickie, because here's the thing. Lamar may have been knocked down, but he remembers everything. Every betrayal, every bullet, every look of pity. He knows who was involved, and he knows B-Mickie played a role in bringing him down. You don't survive what Lamar survived and not come back with a list and B-Mickie. He's at the top of that list. That's what makes this next season so dangerous. Lamar isn't just trying to take down BMF anymore. He's going after the man who helped set him up, the man who's already drowning in his own guilt and fear. B-Mickie's been playing both sides for too long, and now it's payback time. B-Mickie used to be Meech's right-hand man, loyal, trusted, and always down to ride. But somewhere along the way, things changed. The streets started closing in. The pressure got too heavy. And B-Mickie, the same guy who once stood 10 toes down for BMF, began to crack. At first, it was small things. Slipping information here and there, keeping secrets. But then came the major betrayal. Working with law enforcement, B-Mickie turned into a double agent. 1 foot in the game, 1 foot out. He was being used by Detective Bryant, someone who knew exactly how to control him. Bryant had leverage. B-Mickie's mom was sick. He was scared, cornered. And that's all it took. They flipped him. And just like that, one of BMF's most loyal soldiers became a threat from the inside. Now, let's be clear, B-Mickie didn't want to betray his crew. He was torn. That's what made it so messy. He tried to keep Meech safe while also feeding the cops just enough info to protect himself. But you can't serve two masters in this game. Eventually, it all falls apart. And that's exactly what happened. B-Mickie's lies started catching up to him. His actions caused real damage. People got locked up. The crew took losses. And trust gone. Meech started questioning him. The crew started watching him, and most importantly, Lamar noticed. Remember, Lamar doesn't care about police or politics. He cares about loyalty, and when he sees a weak link, he strikes. B-Mickie's betrayal may have started with the cops, but it rippled through the whole BMF operation. He became a liability. Not just to Meech, but to the whole organization and Lamar. He sees that weakness like blood in the water. Think about it. Lamar thrives on fear. And B-Mickie, deep down, is scared. Scared of getting caught, scared of getting killed, scared of the consequences of the lies he's told. And now that Lamar is back, that fear is about to get real. Lamar doesn't do warnings. He doesn't do second chances. He's not going to sit down and talk it out. He's going to strike, and B-Mickie is right in his crosshairs. Asterisk, what makes it worse is that B-Mickie doesn't even know when it's coming. That's the kind of killer. Lamar is silent, calculated. He'll watch. He'll wait. Then when B-Mickie least expects it, boom, lights out. Asterisk, we've seen how Lamar handles betrayal before. Ask Kato. Ask anyone who's ever crossed him. He doesn't stop. He doesn't forgive. And now that he's got nothing to lose, he's even more dangerous than before. That twisted smile, that cold stare, that unpredictable energy. It's all coming back in season 4 and B-Mickie. He might not make it out. Asterisk, so if you've been following BMF and you know how tight things were between Meech and B-Mickie, then you know how tragic this storyline is about to get. Because this isn't just revenge, this is personal. B-Mickie played both sides, and now one of those sides is coming to collect. And it's not the cops. It's Lamar. Asterisk, season 3 may have ended, but if you were really watching closely, you know it wasn't just a finale, it was a warning. A storm is coming, and it's wearing Lamar's face. The writers didn't just bring him back for drama, they're setting the stage for something much darker. Something personal, something deadly. You could feel it in those final scenes. The tension, the silence, the look in Lamar's eyes. He didn't say much, but he didn't have to. That's what makes him terrifying. When he's quiet, he's planning. Asterisk, and here's what fans are starting to realize. Season 4 isn't about business. It's about payback. Meech is building BMF into a national empire, but back home, there's still unfinished business, and B-Mickie is sitting right in the middle of it. The streets don't forget, and Lamar doesn't forgive. That look we saw in the closing moments. That wasn't just pain, that was rage in disguise. The kind that doesn't explode right away. It waits, and then it hits when you least expect it. Asterisk, there were hints. Subtle ones. Remember that moment when Lamar walked past the mirror and stared at himself like he didn't even recognize the man he'd become? That wasn't random. That was a warning to the audience. He's not the same man we met in season 1. He's colder. Now, more broken and more focused. Before, he was wild, emotional, reckless. But now, he's become surgical. You don't survive being shot, buried, hunted, and hunted again without becoming something else entirely. And that's something. It's coming straight for B-Mickie. Asterisk, another key clue. The quiet scenes. Lamar didn't need dialogue. His silence told the story. Think back to that slow walk in the shadows when the music dropped and all you could hear was his breathing. That's storytelling. That's cinematic language for he's watching. He's studying the board. He knows where everyone's at. Who's weak, who's scared, who's ready to fall. And he's going to move like a ghost through that chaos until he reaches the one name he's burning to erase, B-Mickie. Asterisk, let's also talk about fan theories. A lot of viewers believe Lamar isn't coming alone. Some think he's building his own crew in secret, maybe a new wave of street soldiers. Or even some old enemies of Meech ready to switch sides. Others think he'll move solo, using manipulation like he always has, getting inside B-Mickie's head, turning his paranoia into mistakes. Either way, the outcome is the same. Lamar is setting a trap. Asterisk, and it's not just about shooting someone in the street anymore. Nah, this is deeper. Lamar wants to make B-Mickie feel it. He wants him to suffer. To look over his shoulder every second, to know that death is coming but not know when. That's psychological warfare, and nobody does it better than Lamar. Asterisk also, look at how the writers have set up B-Mickie's emotional state. He's already spiraling, guilty about what he did to Meech, torn between loyalty and survival. He's isolated, paranoid, looking over his shoulder at every turn. All that pain, that's fuel for Lamar. Because Lamar doesn't just want to kill B-Mickie. He wants to break him, make him beg. Make him regret every single choice that led to this moment. Asterisk Season 4 is shaping up to be the most personal one yet. Not just shootouts and drug deals, but deep, raw revenge, the type that changes everyone. The writers are being smart about it. They're not rushing. They're planting seeds, and those seeds, they're growing into something dark. You can feel it. Asterisk. So if you thought Season 3 was wild, you haven't seen anything yet. The streets of Detroit are about to get colder. The enemies are getting closer. And B-Mickie, he's walking straight into a nightmare. The question isn't if Lamar will strike. The question is how bad it'll get when he does. Asterisk. Lamar's not the kind of man who pulls the trigger without thinking. As much as he's wild and unpredictable, Season 4 is shaping up to show us something different, a Lamar with a plan. And B-Mickie, he's at the center of it. Asterisk. So let's break it down. How would Lamar move? He's not just going to walk up to B-Mickie in broad daylight and start blasting. That's not his style anymore. He's smarter now, colder. He's going to get close, watch him, learn his patterns, figure out who he talks to, where he sleeps, how he moves. That's the setup. Lamar has always been good at playing ghost, disappearing in the background until it's too late. And this time, he's going to use that skill like a weapon. Asterisk. First, he's going to isolate B-Mickie, cut him off from help, make him think he's alone, maybe even start whispering in the ears of B-Mickie's crew, creating doubt, fear, confusion. Once that paranoia kicks in, B-Mickie will start slipping. Maybe he makes a mistake, maybe he lashes out. Either way, Lamar's watching it all fall apart from the shadows. Asterisk. Then comes Phase 2, the mind games. Imagine B-Mickie walking into his crib and seeing something from his past, something only Lamar would know. No words, no threats, just presence. That's Lamar's move. He doesn't just kill you, he makes you feel the death coming day by day, until you break. Asterisk. Now, let's say B-Mickie tries to run, tries to get protection, even maybe turn himself in or beg Meech to bring him back into the fold. That's exactly what Lamar wants, because the moment B-Mickie panics, he becomes a target. From all sides, Meech might not trust him anymore. The crew might want to handle it themselves. And all the while, Lamar is tightening the noose. Asterisk. And if Lamar really wants to make it painful, he won't go for B-Mickie first. He'll go after someone close to him. A family member, a girl, a childhood friend. Just to send a message. Just to say, I'm back. And I'm watching. Asterisk. This isn't just about street revenge. This is about legacy. Lamar wants B-Mickie to die knowing he destroyed everything around him first. That's what makes it deadly. That's what makes it personal. Asterisk. But here's where it gets even more intense. This revenge mission could shake the entire BMF structure. Meech is expanding. He's got bigger goals now. LA, Atlanta, Miami. But if he hears that B-Mickie's been taken out and Lamar is back in the picture, it's going to drag him back into the fire. Just when he's moving up, the past pulls him down. And that kind of distraction, it could fracture the whole operation. Asterisk. Meech will be forced to choose chase expansion or protect his legacy. That's what Lamar wants. Not just to hurt B-Mickie, but to mess up Meech's head, to make BMF unstable again. He knows how tight it all runs when Meech is focused. But if Meech gets pulled back into street-level war, that's when cracks start to form. Asterisk, and let's not forget B-Mickie's death wouldn't just be another body. It would be a statement, a warning. Every rival would see that BMF couldn't even protect one of their own. The streets would start talking. Loyalty would get shaky, trust would fade. The empire could shake from one hit. Asterisk, that's the danger. That's the power of revenge when it's personal. It's not just about killing one man, it's about making the whole foundation bleed. And Lamar, he understands that now better than ever. Asterisk, so as season 4 approaches, remember this, B-Mickie isn't just in danger. He's doomed. His past is catching up fast, and Lamar isn't coming to talk. He's coming to finish what he started. One shot, one scream, one death at a time. Asterisk, and when it's over, BMF will never be the same. Asterisk, so now you know what's coming. Asterisk, Lamar isn't just returning to the streets, he's returning with a purpose. And B-Mickie, he's more than just a loose end. He's Lamar's unfinished business. This isn't a random hit. This is revenge with a purpose. Calculated, cold, and completely personal. Asterisk, you can feel the shift coming. Every scene that hinted at Lamar's survival. Every moment B-Mickie looked over his shoulder. Every quiet breath in those final episodes of Season 3, they were all leading to this. Season 4 is not just another chapter. It's the moment everything turns. The old beefs come back. The past gets bloody, and the streets, they'll never be the same again. Asterisk, we've watched B-Mickie lie, flip, break, and try to redeem himself. But the streets don't give out second chances. And Lamar, he sure as hell doesn't. So whether B-Mickie goes down in a blaze or breaks from the inside, one thing's for sure, his time is running out. Asterisk, and let's not forget what that means. For Meech and the rest of BMF, this war isn't just between two men, it's a ripple effect. One death could shake the whole tree. Paranoia, distrust, retaliation, everything Lamar wants. Asterisk, so if you've been following BMF from the beginning, this is the season you've been waiting for. Revenge is coming, pain is promised, and B-Mickie, he might not survive long enough to say another word. Asterisk.